Alright folks, welcome to this exciting adventure. In today's video, we're joined by a special guest, AKR.
Alright folks.
He has featured in previous videos like St Albans Stone and such other cool adventures. Anyway, today we're away to look at another interesting piece of Victorian history, which is an old waterway, which at one time, it's located right up here on top of the hill, which we're away to see at the other side of these bushes. But like, what it originally was, it was a dam with a waterway which fed this little farm down here behind the trees, and it powered a water wheel. Then, later it was converted and redirected to feed a generator to create electrical power for Balintore Castle, which is a private residence here up behind me, up this little road. And then look at this beautiful view here over Glen Quarry, looking out towards Balintore Loch and over the valley. I do apologise for any wind in this episode folks, but to see some ancient historical wonders you sometimes hate to go out into the wilds of Scotland like this, so let's get into it. Here we go folks, this is the first interesting historical nugget here on this walk, and look at it, this is an incredible piece of industrial history. You can see the weir here running down from this direction where the dam is, and then look, this is such a fantastic setup here with a big cast iron like water gate, sluice gate. Look at this, the old cast iron handle is still on there for turning it, and then when you screw that it would lift that up, opening that flap up down there. Just check it out, it's still here. The history folks has been left. And look, here's a big mesh pattern, look there's the pipe. This is what we're going to see later on in the video. We'll see the other end of this pipe where it goes to the generator. So look, this is how they created their power. There's the pipe leading off. And then the reason they would have had it like so far up here on the hill is so that the force of the water going down would have turned the generator with great power. And look, you can't even tell the pipe goes down there. But we'll go and have a look down there later in the video, and we'll see what it was actually powering. It's so cool. So this is the area that weir would have originally fed along to the farm, and it looks like these stones might be related to that. It's crazy that all this history here is just up on the hill. You can almost see the line where the old weir went. It probably went underground at that point through to like a lade to turn like the water wheel to power the farm. Like they would use it to turn their milling wheels to mill their grain or whatever. But like this other historical wonder here is just absolutely incredible. So we've just walked a bit further along the weir, and we reckon this here is an old like overflow leading off down there, down the hill to the burn at the bottom. So if ever there was a time that there was too much water coming down, it wouldn't have like overloaded the little sluice mechanism that we saw. It's so cool that all this is on the hill. I'm actually walking along the hollow of the old weir here, so it's really so interesting to see this. When you're out on top of a hill like this, you're exposed to all the elements, so that's how the wind is just blowing through so strong. We're still on the weir now folks, and we're at a less windy side of the hill. I must say it's brilliant round here. But you can see the weir running here right around the hill, and it actually looks in places like it's running uphill, which is just an illusion. Oh look, poor wee rabbit, he's succumbed to the wild hilltop conditions here. I hope I didn't end up in the same condition. Oh, look at it here, you can see it just waves right and left. It's it's crazy, like, the amount of work that it must have taken to build something like this. It's like an incredible amount of manpower. The Glen just looks incredible from here. Glen Quarry, folks. AKR's just informed me there, folks. This is not actually what we call the weir, this is just a ditch, or like a lade. The weir's just the bit at the end where they control the water and send it down the pipe, so we're always learning, even mid-explore. Like, it's crazy to think though, like this ridge in the ground is actually an incredible piece of history. But like, on this channel here, we're stopping history for getting lost like that. We'll document it and keep it alive, so generations to come they can see that people were using water power long before our generation, and it's like almost free energy. Once you have all those sluices and stuff in place, it's like boom, your generator just keeps turning as long as the water's going into it. Oh look, there's a buzzard up there in the sky. So for this adventure, folks, we're on top of a boggy hilltop, so I've got on my new exploring shoes. Brand new set of Sambas, folks. The old Sambas worked so well on my adventures, I thought I'll just get a new pair. There's an old historical nugget. Look at this here, folks. Here's a cool bit. You can see the amount of manpower they must have used to build this, because all the hollows has been built up, and there's a pipe somewhere there. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. Oh aye. There we go, folks. Look, there's the pipe, the original water pipe. So on some of these bits, obviously, that's where the water flowed down. Oh aye. Show the focus. Oh aye, there you go, folks. The scenery around here is just incredible. This little burn flows down from the wee kind of top dam bit that we're away to see. I'm just noticing there's a metal fence post kind of bit there. I'm not sure what that's been. You can see how cold it is today, folks, by the snow on the ground. Look at that. There's still snow in these here hills, folks. But anyway, around this next corner, that's where the next bit of like built history actually is. What is it? An artifact of history, folks. I was just learning there as well, this generator was actually running into like the mid-80s. It was still getting used, it was still generating power. So that gives you an idea, like, if it had been looked after, probably it would have still been working to this day. And that shows you the quality of the old engineering back then, and how it can just create power for all those years. Look at this, see where this bit's coming over the top. I don't know if it's been pathed, but they've all got these pipes below them. Those pipes probably make a fine house now for some rabbits. Look at this, folks, we're sharing this hilltop with some sheep. Oh no, this is so sad, folks. There's a dead sheep here. Oh bless. Look at it, the poor little unit. He's dead. What a shame. Look at that, folks, that's something that happens now and again here in the Scottish countryside. The lamb has succumbed to the conditions of its surroundings. Look at this, the water's kind of like bubbling out of the ground here. This is strange. Look at it. This is weird. Look at that, folks. The water's bubbling out of the ground there. Is that maybe coming out of the pipe? That's probably, oh aye. AKR's just informed me that's probably coming out of what's left of the pipe. That's as far as it'll probably go now. Oh look, the sheep's having a wee drink. So cute. Like, they're just kicking about here, and there's a dairying line right there. I wonder what sheep think about that when they see that. Like, They didn't seem to be very bothered. Like that one's running away now. Anyway, let's look at this old dam. Look at this, folks. See, here we go. You can tell with the cement here how it's been built. And look, here we go. This is evidence here of the old sluice. Because look, see how there's metal here? On the wall we've got this square bit. You can actually see down through the water. And you can see that that's where the end of the pipe goes in. The pipe which leads all the way down to what we saw at the start of the video. So this is where they've been always keeping a head of water to feed that pipe. This is like similar to what we saw at the Albar Dam Mill. Can they just direct the water from the burn to feed the pipe to get their power at the other end? It's quite clever. Look at the ice on these stones down here. Look at that ice there, folks. That's real winter, Scottish winter. And then that flows off down the glen. So cool always discovering new history like this, folks. New ancient artefacts. So I'm now going the driest route round the side of this thing because I've got my new exploring shoes on, folks. As I said at the start of this video, AKR's going the brave man's route. Real exploring blood, see that? Look at this tree here, this is over the edge of the cliff. I should be able to get down this way. The ground here is just saturated. Real adventures, folks. I'm right in the middle of a bog right now. This is exactly where you would expect to see me when I get new trainers. Like, they're semi-waterproof. Oh my god! Ah! What a spot this is here, folks. It's really tranquil with this water just running over here. It's incredible what's just like lying about in the hills, like things like that that's been built and abandoned. This is crazy here because you can see where it's been washed out. Look at that, there's like a proper water pool down in there. When the river's been high, all that's just washed right out. Oh look, there's a wee waterfall over here.
That's the water that's coming out Brian, what would have been the pipe.
Oh aye.
That's what see like before, that's the amount of flow that's been going down the glen.
Uh-huh. Oh aye. So that is, like AKR was saying there, folks, that's the water which would have actually been going down that pipe to the weir. Whereas it's just dumping over here. Look at all those icicles, that's so cool, like. Winter adventures in the glen here, folks. It's just incredible, like. It's so cool to record a new bit of ground here, and I just love the way all the icicles are created by the water running through the grass. Look at these icicles here. That is something else.
The kind of gate.
So we've now come down the glen again from the valley, and we're now at the bottom side of where the overflow used to be from the original water channel. And I'm going down here because look, there's a little stone bridge. You can see how they've cut this bit of ground out here. It's been a massive operation. Look, there's a jawbone off something. Animal's jawbone. Look at this, folks. Here's where the waterway would have led under this ancient bridge. Look at it. Oh, you can see right through. Some of the stones are actually starting to drop down at the top, but look at the way the stones is built. That's just incredible. It's incredibly strong as well. That's how it stood here for so long. I love the way they used to make stuff out of stone back then. This end of it's starting to fall away, unfortunately.
I wonder if somebody's taken the stones to this side.
Look at that. Look at the way the stones is built.
I think somebody's taken them to this stone to this side.
There's a sheep's skull. AKR's just theorising here. Maybe the dressed stone's been taken from here and used maybe for some wee like farm buildings or sheds in the local area. Look at this, folks. This is the next part of our historical jigsaw puzzle. It's so interesting. Look, this is the top of the pipe here, leading down. The amount of land that they've dug out and shifted and moved around for this operation is incredible. And then look at this. Oh look, there's an old electrical bit, I feel like a pole. I wonder if that's been linked to this shed. Look at that, there's the metal pipe which led down from that first historical artefact we saw on the hill with the big metal tap. The top of the pipe we look down, this is it. And this is the bottom end where it goes in to the generator shed. Look at that, there's a roosty hole. But I have been at like this little generator shed before, but I had never included all the history of like how the water gets to here. So that's what this video is all about. And then look at it, look at the character of this wee building.
Ah, yeah.
So this here, folks, is the turbine which created the energy from the dam up on the hill. And it's so interesting. It's dated here, Gilbert, Jilks and Gordon Limited, Kendal, 1931. Look at that, folks. Real history right here on the channel. This is what that dam and that waterway was feeding. It's just incredible. And this one has, this is the governors inside here. So the faster it spins, they would fly out and alter the water flow here via this lever. So the water was hitting the fins in there at a different angle. And then the unique feature this one had was there would have been a rod here connected to another unit here, so that it would only ever use the amount of water you needed. It wouldn't like use all the water from the dam when it didn't need to. So there's like a spear hanging there that works a valve, apparently, according to AKR channel historian here that just filled me in. Look at this here, folks. The interesting point with these roofs, the old stone slabs is held in there with wooden pegs. So it's so interesting to see the way they made these old roofs in the glen. Look at the old Bakelite light holder. Bayonet fitting. But yeah, look at this generator, folks. It is just an incredible bit of history that we'll love to see on the channel. And in there we've got the massive brushes. And then, what do you call the other bits in there, AKR?
That's the commutator.
The commutator. And look at the wear on there. Like, you can actually see where those brushes go against the wheel, generating the energy. And look at the size of those coils in there, like. Look at the size of that. They're all just windings in there, like. And apparently this
the details you talk
this
about
company too, folks, it still exists. They still make turbines to this day. Yeah, I never go, like, electrical construction company.
They don't exist, but the Gilks and Gordon do.
Oh, so there you go, folks. And then look at this. This would have been the control panel.
Yeah.
Those old switches, they've got such a positive sound when you click them over. Look at that at the back. Some of the old wiring is still remaining. So there we go.
There's a light switch there as well.
Light switch, AKR showing us. It's another Bakelite classic. What's that front bit made of?
I think it would have been kind of baked like the back, ceramic.
Oh aye, so that's how it's still shiny.
Yeah.
And then look at the old door. And then this little building here is just nestled in the corner of Glen Quarry. But that's what it was for, folks. Now you've seen the full process of creating electricity from a dam. From the sluice in the dam all the way down to the generator shed, which would have been, it would have been connected with cables up to power the castle, and like the butler or whoever at the time could monitor. There was gauges inside the castle, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah.
An ammeter and stuff like that, so they could keep an eye on
There
stuff.
would have been some down here and at the castle.
And this was actually before the days, most people wouldn't have had electricity back then. This would have been like cutting edge, latest technology of its era. So.
And it was DC.
And it was DC. If anyone knows about their electricity, this was DC that was used here. So if you got electrocuted, you would have kept the hood out, eh? Is that how that worked? And then look at this, we'll just finish the video down at this beautiful little bridge. Look at this, it's actually been freshly broken here. Look, this is fresh, it's cracked. All this was repaired not that long ago. Anyway folks, there we go. I'll end this video here. Oh, I'm falling over. That's some ending to the video folks. Anyway, I'll end this video here. Thanks very much for watching. Tune in again very soon for the next adventure. See you soon.